the vengeful spirit, I'm the vengeful spirit, I'm the vengeful spirit, I'm the vengeful spirit. Andrew is 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 the vengeful spirit. Looking around to a lady, Andrew's right there on page 80. Nothing but sales games, nothing but fight games, nothing but sales games, nothing but fight games, nothing but sales games, nothing but fight games, nothing but sales games, nothing but fight games. Andrew vengeful spirit, pregnant Andrew's in the games. Andrew vengeful spirit, pregnant Andrew's in the games. I'm the vengeful spirit, I'm the vengeful spirit, I'm the vengeful spirit, I'm the vengeful spirit. Andrew is 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 the vengeful spirit. Looking around to a lady, Andrew's right there on page 80. Nothing but sales games, nothing but fight games, nothing but sales games,
Nothing but a frights games, nothing but a tails games, nothing but a frights games, nothing but a tails games, nothing but a frights games. Andrew's in the game. Andrew's in the game.
I'm the vengeful spirit, I'm the vengeful spirit, I'm the vengeful spirit, I'm the vengeful spirit. Andrew is 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 the vengeful spirit. Looking around to a lady.
Hello, chat.
Andrew's right there on page 80. Nothing but sales games, nothing but fight games.
How we doing?
Sales games, nothing but fight games, nothing but sales games, nothing but fight games, nothing but sales games, nothing but fight games. Andrew vengeful spirit, pregnant Andrew's in the games. Andrew vengeful spirit, pregnant Andrew's in the games. I'm the vengeful spirit, I'm the vengeful spirit, I'm the vengeful spirit, I'm the vengeful spirit. Andrew is the vengeful spirit.
We're setting up the screen now. Don't worry.
Andrew is the vengeful spirit. 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 Looking around to a lady, Andrew's right there on page 80. Nothing but sales games, nothing but fight games, nothing but sales games, nothing but fight games, nothing but sales games, nothing but fight games, nothing but sales games, nothing but fight games. Andrew vengeful spirit, pregnant Andrew's in the games. Andrew vengeful spirit, pregnant Andrew's in the games.
I'm the vengeful spirit.
I'm the vengeful spirit, I'm the vengeful spirit, I'm the vengeful spirit. Andrew is 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 the vengeful spirit. Looking around to a lady, Andrew's right there on page 80. Nothing but sales games, nothing but fight games, nothing
What have I done?
sales games, nothing
Oh God.
fight games, nothing but sales games, nothing but
I cooked my stream.
nothing but sales games, nothing but fight games. Andrew vengeful spirit, pregnant Andrew's in the games. Andrew vengeful spirit,
Alright, let's try again. Let's try again.
pregnant Andrew's in the
Try again.
games. I'm the vengeful spirit, I'm the vengeful spirit, I'm the vengeful spirit, I'm the vengeful spirit. Andrew is the vengeful spirit.
Slowly but surely, chat. Slowly but surely. I have to drag this all the way down to the bottom of my...
Andrew is the vengeful spirit. Andrew is the vengeful spirit.
Oh, let's go. Alright. Let's turn off Andrew. Die, Andrew. Alright, how are we all doing today? Are we all feeling nice and vengeful? You're all getting mad at that one guy for insulting Andrew as the vengeful spirit. All right, let's see if we're gonna get any guests this stream. I'll put out a live wager. Do at feedback. Hello, 14 Sigmas. I am currently analyzing. Oh shit! I wasn't supposed to bring this up on stream. Oh dear. Good thing I had streamer mode on, bro. Oh, finally, there we go. Finally it worked. God, that took forever. Okay. There we go. Alright. Count the ways on stream. If anyone wants to join, let me know. Alright. There we go. Secret of the Discord. Also, no spoilers yet, chat. But your boy got his first sponsorship. Yeah. Get in the bag. I'm gonna get my pizza. Hold on. And when I say sponsorship, I mean actual sponsorship, not the other stuff I got going on. Very close, Bernie. Very close. The fuck is this?
I am eating motherfucking bacon.
Ah. Jesus, bro. Did you all hear that? No, the NordVPN one wasn't a sponsorship. That was an affiliate. Like, let me educate you, YouTube. Affiliate is like G Fuel and stuff. It's you get paid out per purchase of the product. Sponsorship, I just sit there yapping for a minute and they give me money, which is pretty nice. Oh my god. I am eating motherfucking bacon. Alright, well now we wait to see if we're gonna get any friends. And we'll put on the British man in 2 times speed. Sorry, I've been kind of not doing this for like a week or more because Nero had his charity stream and I didn't want to be like fishing viewers away while he was doing that. Because that was for a good cause. Anyway. Time to eat bacon. This is only... Oh no, I thought it was half an hour long. I'm gonna cry. That's long as hell. Oh, because he covers the Stitch Wraith story in it. And if you guys want to watch an even better coverage of Count the Ways, you can check out Gibby's Horror Homestead. I love that guy. Alright, let's go.
Let's just leave it to...
Back. Also, chat, Google Docs will be on the phone today, so our stream hopefully will last more than 2 minutes. Alright, let's go. And we'll put them on 1.5 times speed. Advanced Dawko. Alright, here we go.
Oh Oh boy, I'm back, guys. It's another Sunday, which means I finally read the whole book. It's finished. I've just got to wait for Amazon to send me the next book.
We did it. We finished the one and only Fazbear Frights.
So I'm gonna have to find a way to get the book as soon as possible, unless we skip a Sunday. I'm trying not to. I'm trying to do them every week. But this next story, guys, is pretty dark. Okay.
Chat, is Dawko too loud, or is it balanced well?
Out of the other two, Into the Pit was fine. To Be Beautiful was pretty dark. Because, you know, Sarah got killed.
Let me know if he's too loud or if I'm too quiet.
Dark, guys, okay? Just
and
let you know
pizza.
That. So if you're a bit sensitive to things like that, I'm warning you now. It's pretty dark, okay? Which surprised me. When I was reading through it, guys, I was like, oh my god. Did that just really happen? Did you just really say that? So yeah, non-spoiler review, guys. I'll give you guys a little bit of backstory if you're not
too
interested.
Fast? All right, fine. He goes down to 1.25.
Video. Count the ways my voice is going, guys. Hold on. In a long day, guys, okay?
You're
I've had
welcome.
to record like 3 videos. I've read the book all in one day. It's really late here as well. I'm very tired, but it's got to be done. So Count the Ways is about a girl called Millie. And Millie is obsessed with death. Millie is a goth.
Same Millie.
And she's 14 years old. And she's obsessed with death and dying. She's miserable in her life. She doesn't like the situation she's in life at the moment. She's got to live with her grandpa for a year. Her mom and dad have left her to go to Saudi Arabia for a job opportunity. Millie's lonely at school. She's obsessed with poems about death. She always thinks about her dying. And like death as this handsome figure who...
The only other person I know who wants to die is Henry. So... we can go with that one in the Google Docs. Got the Google Docs.
Who's going to take her away and make her be at peace. So yeah, stuff like that. It's pretty dark, guys. Like I said, sensitive subject. Her grandpa is a collector, guys. Her grandpa collects a bunch of old tatty stuff from scrapyards and stuff. You can see where this is going. In the garage, there is...
Why did you put my name in quotes with it circle?
And that's all I'm going to say, okay? The grandpa has collected Funtime Freddy from a scrapyard, and that's all I'm going to say, okay? I really liked this one, honestly. I didn't like the ending. The ending to me was a bit like, oh, great. It ended on a cliffhanger, guys, which I didn't like. It was boring. Like, there was some boring parts in this, but most of it was interesting. And I'll give this one about a 7 out of 10. I enjoyed it, but there were some boring parts, and there was a cliffhanger at the end, which I didn't really like. But yeah, spoiler time, guys. I'm going to do a big summary about the book. Get ready. It's dark. It's interesting. It's about Funtime Freddy. So yeah, again, guys, I've wrote...
All right, Gibby, my thesaurus. Do they ever actually... It's never actually called Funtime Freddy, right? It's just like a white bear. I am eating motherfucking bacon. Sorry, had to. Okay. So it's never actually called Funtime Freddy. Okay.
Loads of notes, loads and loads of notes. I actually wrote it in a book this time instead of pages, like big pages. Lots of notes, guys. Okay? And also, guys, I need to talk about something at the end of the book. At the end of the book, guys, there is another story at the end about the secret character named Stitch Wraith, okay? You need to know.
Golden Freddy
parallel.
parallel.
2 videos, you need to know about this last part, okay, guys? It's about a character called the Stitch Wraith, and it connects the other stories all together. Okay, it's good. You
just
need
like
to
Edwin.
Listen to that part, okay? I'll put it all, you know, at the start, guys. I've got a big summary thing at the start, so you guys can know. Okay, here's the summary, guys. I'm gonna try and make this a bit more shorter because, like I said, there's a lot of boring things in this. I'll be real with you guys. Okay, the main character is called Millie Fitzsimmons. Okay, she's a goth girl and she likes dreaming about death. Like, she's obsessed with death, okay? In this story, guys, it keeps switching back between 2 timelines. One
How'd you get Dawko for the
time,
collab stream? I'm just that guy.
And the second is in the past, about Millie's life and some Millie in the past and stuff, going to school and stuff, okay? The present time, guys, right at the start of the story, it starts with Millie being trapped inside Funtime Freddy's chest cavity. Okay? Funtime Freddy in sister location, and the other sister location animatronics have a big chest cavity.
I was just gonna bring that up. He beat me to it. Now, in my personal opinion, I don't see any, like, oh no, oh man. Alright, anyway. In my personal opinion, hold on, we interrupt the stream to bring you sponsored advertising. We eat bacon all day. Every day. Bacon. 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 What was I gonna say? Okay, yeah. There is not enough room in there for, like, a guillotine, cold guns, fucking laser rays, toxic gas. That kid is barely fitting. Which almost makes it seem like this isn't from the game's timeline. Wouldn't you say, chat? It might, not be from the games. How would that make you feel if I said that? And also, nowhere in the actual Funtime Freddy blueprint does it say, like, it'll fucking murder you. Doesn't say that shit. Gibby, do you know anyone's theories for, like, what the hell that thing is? Like, why is there an exact copy of Funtime Freddy in somebody's garage? Because the only thing I've heard is that it all is, like, Eleanor. Like, everything in Frights is just Eleanor shape-shifting. True, the investors would not let that shit slide. Eleanor. Oh, the Fazbear Funtime service? That is a better explanation. Oh! Wait, they get rented out as well. They also get rented out, chat. They're the Circus Babies animatronics. They get rented out for private parties. Private garage parties. Millie's dad was gonna use it for a Christmas party. Oh, I'm game theorizing right now. That one's going in the Google Docs. Funtime animatronics show up at people's houses randomly. It's a garage party, Joseph. A version of Twisted Freddy? I don't know, this is why, like... this can't be in the game. Oh my god, it's so annoying. Because, like, a story like this, how do you say it's in the games? Because this should be Stitchline, right? Because Millie gets helped out in one of the epilogues. Funtime animatronics show up to people's houses and have stomach hatches. It could be the delivery service. Yeah, so if this is Stitchline and people think this is in the games, why is this in some dude's garage? Because the only explanation there would be, our robotic entertainers are rented out during the day. Especially Funtime Chica. Nobody clip.
Where they can trap people inside the chest and lock them inside for them to die and get killed and taken away into the system.
Damn! Look at the fucking shoes on that guy, bro. What kind of fucking soul are on those shoes, dog? That shit looked like a grapefruit if it was cut open.
Location, okay? We know that already. If you guys didn't know that, there you go. Funtime Freddy has a big chest cavity where he grabs kids and stuff and shoves them inside his stomach for them to be killed, okay? So Millie is trapped inside Funtime Freddy's stomach, okay? Now, you guys need to imagine, right, Millie being trapped inside a big stomach. Think of like an egg dome, right? And she looks up and she sees two silver eyes.
Two silver eyes. Anyway, so first of all, yeah, in the blueprint we just saw, no way a 14-year-old girl is fitting in that thing. The Funtime Freddy in this story is probably a lot bigger because, you know, obviously this isn't a drawing from the book, this is a fan drawing, but still. Shit crazy.
Roll back and to see two blue
Andrew's
bright
in this,
eyes
by the way.
now, okay? So pretend that you're in a stomach cavity and you see two eyes roll back. You can see inside the suit, right? And Funtime Freddy can roll his eyes back so he can watch Millie inside of the suit, okay?
It's described as huge. Yeah, so it's a different Funtime Freddy. So I guess chat's guessed that it's either Eleanor was having kids entered inside of her, or it's from the delivery service and it's not actually Funtime Freddy. Because, you know, if he went like, oh man, this is so much better than being in my underground bunker underneath the FNaF 4 house, then you'd be like, okay.
Okay, here's a picture of SpongeBob. There's a picture, it reminded me of SpongeBob when SpongeBob rolls his eyes back into his brain and sees plankton inside.
Here's a picture of SpongeBob.
Okay, so Millie's stuck inside and Funtime Freddy can roll his eyes back to watch her. So Millie straight away goes, you're the bear. So Millie wakes up because Millie willingly goes inside Funtime Freddy's chest cavity, okay? Funtime Freddy doesn't trap her inside. Millie willingly goes.
Do not say that Twisted Freddy is in the game. Stop right there. Unless you count Toy Chica the high school years, which has twisted ones in it. This is a prototype for Funtime Freddy. Scanning for proof. No context clues found.
Goes inside Funtime Freddy's chest, which again I'll explain later on. This is a summary, guys, from the start to the end. I'll just say it now, guys. Millie goes into Funtime Freddy's chest cavity because a grandpa and a family are having a party, a Christmas party, and she doesn't want to be there. She wants to like go away, so she.
I will say, aha! Oh, my one brain cell. What have you brought home? I'll put my Andrew Pizza aside to write this one down. So that is what I said earlier. We have this recurring trope of... Because that's interesting. It's not specifically the Funtime animatronics that are referred to when it says, what have you brought home? But in the Twisted ones, you have the Twisted animatronics, which are pretty much Nightmare-like adjacent, and they go to people's houses and all that, and they're out in the wild. So you have this weird... Maybe, like, what have you brought home is related more to the Funtime animatronics than the Nightmare animatronics because of Afton's, like, services. So I'll say, what have you brought home? Because if everyone's saying it's Twisted Freddy... You get, like, what have you brought home for the Nightmares, which are basically the Twisted ones. Dude, I'm tweaking out.
Goes in the garage to hide, and then she goes inside Funtime Freddy's stomach because it's open and, you know, it's a place to hide in there.
I like how he didn't even say, like, he didn't even say why it was in her garage. You know. You just have these lying around.
So that's why she willingly goes inside. Funtime Freddy is twisted, guys, okay?
He's what?
When you read this story and hear this summary, Funtime Freddy is completely screwed up in this story, guys, okay? We always thought Funtime Freddy was a bit creepy and stuff.
And the twisted ones
like
carry
this,
people.
Okay?
So yeah, the twisted ones are more similar to the fun times than the nightmares. Which makes me think, and I'm about to get canceled for this, what if the fun times and the nightmares in the game universe are the same fucking thing? Because in Help Wanted, you have Baby and I believe Funtime Freddy just going up to the house. And in the Twisted ones, you have these plastic animatronics that become sharp teeth with boils on them when they flip a disc. So what if part of what this story is meant to tell us is that the nightmares and the fun times are the same fucking thing? Thoughts, chat? Because that's basically the twisted ones in that novel are like blank plasticky things, and they become nightmarish when you flip something. And then in Help Wanted, the original Help Wanted, in the Night Terrors section, you just have the fun times going up to the house. So that could be with the disc off, like with the illusion disc or the gas off. That could be... Yeah, sister location is underneath FNaF 4. Yes, FNaF VR uses the fun times in the FNaF 4 sections. I think Nightmare Fredbear is real. Or like, not... Sorry. I think that is like a ghost. Or like in your head. I think the others are experiments. You know what I mean. The others are designed for the experiments. I think Nightmare and Nightmare Fredbear are like supernatural entities. Yeah, FNAF VR has Baby in the bedroom. So I think it could literally be that the because you know, Didophobia says they're mannequins, but if Tales Games isn't 100% one-to-one, it could just be Williams like, alright, fun times, upstairs, go. Aha! Never mind. I was going to say, there's that quote, I've been out before, but they always put me back inside, and Ennard somehow knows its way to where Michael lives. Ennard knows where the Afton house is. So they can get up there. Even in, not in FNAF VR. They know how to get up there. Hey, Unwithered Truth. Okay, so I'll put down fun times might be... Do they share lines? Seeker? Do they share lines, the nightmares and the fun times ever? Wait, the nightmares never speak. What are we saying? Except for Nightmare Freddy. Nightmare Freddy. Don't they just follow him? Michael's a bot, though. You're telling me he didn't hear the when it was dragging all the way down the street block? Alright, fun times may be the nightmares because of, and I'll make a little bulleted list. I'll make a 1 that says, what have you brought home? I'll make a 2 that is twisted animatronics have stomach hatches, but also use technology to transform into nightmarish creatures. And then finally, I'll write nightmare animatronics are in a game, which we now know to be rooted in hallucinogenic technology. And I'll write one more, which is that FNaF VR shows us that the nightmares and fun times roam the same space. I'm cooking. I'm cooking. You DM me something, Gibby? Are you trying to slide? Look at the way that I walk, the way that I Gibby. The grandfather finds it in a scrapyard, so it's more like what he brought home. I didn't even see that, Gibby. And our huge mega minds combined in one loving embrace. We both thought of the same thing. Holy smokes. What was Unwithered Sigma saying to me? Okay. So I think we cooked, chat. I think we cooked. I think so. Alright, let's continue. Now we know that, so that'll be in the big Scott video. By the way, chat, for like the really long, like 2-hour long Scott Cawthon writing video, I literally think I'm just gonna get a fly haircut, dress up real nice, and like sit by the fireplace with some candles, and I'm just gonna be like, Exhibit A. Does that sound good? Like, I don't know if it, I feel like for a video that's like that, it would be better. It's like a more slower paced, long form. Like, obviously there'd still be editing, but it probably wouldn't be my usual like shoo shwee shit shwee shit shwee shit. You know what I'm saying? Type 14 Sigma if that's a good idea. Let's continue.
I can't really do a Funtime Freddy voice, but like he says, you can just think of me as a friend. Your friend till the end. It's so horrible, guys, because Funtime Freddy has been in the house for a while, and Millie's been in the house for a while living with her grandpa, and he knows that she wants to die, and she's talking about death and stuff all the time. Funtime Freddy knows that Millie's obsessed with death.
Probably should have sent her to
And Funtime Freddy wants to kill her because that's his job. You know, that's what the stomach's made for, to kill people. But Funtime Freddy's really dark with this, guys.
Everyone
Freddy
seems to be
says,
14
like,
sigmaing with that idea. That's good.
I can kill you quickly. How do you want to die? How do you want to die, Millie? I'll give you some choices to make. I'll kill you, but I'll give you the choice. And some of the things he says later on are really bad. And then Funtime Freddy's like, you goth girls crack me up. I'm gonna make your dreams come.
That is fucking weird. You're a creep, Freddy.
True. So yeah, Funtime Freddy is really weird in this. Funtime Freddy wouldn't let her out. Millie was like, let me go. No. Funtime Freddy wouldn't let her out. She's trapped inside the chest now. The chest won't open. Funtime Freddy's locked her inside the chest, okay? So like I said, guys, it jumps from cut, so that was it. After that, so Freddy says, like, I'm going to give you some options on how to die. You know, you can choose how you want to die. I'll give you some options. Doesn't say what options yet. Stops,
yeah, dude, the way William programs
goes
these
back
things
in
are
time
fucking
to
crazy.
Millie. So, you know, just some backstory about Millie now, guys. Like I said, it's a bit confusing with this one because I have to, like, go back here and then back here, back here. So, yeah, like I said, guys, Millie hates her name. She gets called Silly Millie. Funtime Freddy even
Millie
calls her
giving
Silly
off
Millie.
agony? Possibly.
She decides to stay with her grandpa, like I said, instead of going with her parents to Saudi Arabia for a year. Her grandpa lives in a big house. He likes collecting things, hubcaps, playing models, armor, samurais, dolls, taxidermied cats, stuff like that in a big house. He's a collector. Like I said, Millie doesn't eat. She's not happy with her life. She tells her grandpa,
it could just be like Afton is such an asshole that he just builds things that purposefully. Wait a second, Gibby. How does it know that she's contemplating taking her life? How does the bear just know that? Does she say it like she's like, I'm gonna climb in here and you know? How does the bear know? 'Cause then it has to be agony. You know, William's AI isn't psychic. Friend Fredbear. Yeah, that's what I mean. Gibby, how does it know that she's... Okay, so it's just like, it's just saying I'll kill you because that's what it does. It doesn't actually know she was like asking for that. I thought it actually knew that she was asking for that. Okay.
Like, I'm glad I'm not happy. She's obsessed with death, poems about death. She wants to have a date with death. She thought death was a handsome black coat stranger. She's obsessed with a band member called Kurt Carrion. And then she wrote a poem, guys. I'm going to tell you the poem right now. This is how obsessed Millie is, guys, with death. Oh, death, show me now your ravaged face.
I mean, William Afton's obsessed with death, but it's the other way around, where he's like scared of it. So I'm not going to write that one down.
Oh, death, how I long for your chilly embrace. Oh, death,
Bars.
My life is such a misery that only you can set me free. So, you know, Millie is, you know. Now we're back with Funtime Freddy, okay? So, the first option Funtime Freddy gives Millie is to let nature take its course. Slow, with lots of suffering, okay? Just let her die. Don't do anything. Just let her starve, get dehydrated inside the stomach, okay? But the thing is, it goes into detail about it. Funtime Freddy goes into detail about starving and how the body has fascinating effects when it's dehydrated.
I swear this shit did not happen in Goosebumps. Like, they'd go to, like, an amusement park, and, like, the slide would do a loop-de-loop. That was Goosebumps horror. What is going on? My name is Edwin.
And he says it's glamorous and romantic, how the body's organs shut down, and it's really, really deep, guys, honestly. I'm not even kidding. Like, how Funtime Freddy knows about all this stuff is really weird, okay? And again, it gets weirder later on when he talks about the other options of death. He knows everything about them. It's really weird. Millie gets scared now, guys. Millie thinks, oh crap, I might actually die here. And of course, Millie didn't really want to die. And then Funtime Freddy says this.
I like you, Millie. I'm here to make your wishes come true. Like a genie, but you're trapped in the bottle.
And he laughs and stuff. When he laughs, it's so creepy, guys. You have to picture this. Millie being trapped in the stomach, two eyes watching her, and talking to her about dying. When he laughs, guys, the whole body like rattles when he laughs. It's so creepy. And then he talks about starvation. Is another classic of a way to die inside of him. He knows about how it happens. You know, the body's energy starts to go.
Yeah, so...
the organs start to...
Let me see. Funtime Freddy probably would know. Just if it's designed to do that, it probably would know how to kill people.
Fail, the fat goes away from your body, you know, it's horrible. And Millie thinks, oh, if I scream, my grandpa can save me anyway. So yeah, I'll take that. I'll starve to death because I'll just scream and my grandpa will eventually find me. And Funtime Freddy's like, no, scream. He says this:
scream all you want, lamb chop. It's soundproof. No one will hear you.
Why is he so creepy? Why does he talk like? You know what I mean? Like with the little pet names. It's very weird.
So yeah. It's weird. Funtime Freddy is very weird with Millie.
On God, Lewis, thank you.
Like, Funtime Freddy calls Millie lamb chop and cupcake and
on God.
Sweetie. It's really creepy. And again, guys, it cuts back to the personal life. She gets bullied at school. She gets called Dracula's daughter. Millie's family was a joke in the town. because they always had failed projects, like her parents bought stores,
Deep Sea Man, you are
and they
nuts,
always
bro.
failed, and
What do we
they
say?
bought a house and they couldn't finish the decoration because they had no money left. She's not happy with her family, she's not happy with her life, she's a social outcast, lost her closest friend to the popular girls at the school. Her best friend ditched her for the popular girls, and they all laugh at Millie. But now, guys, there is a sign of hope for Millie, which is...
Holy memberships. Thank you, man. Thank you, Just BKs. You have anything you want to say? You never put a message with those. Writer on Earth. Look like a worm. If you got anything to say it now. I'll even let you type 14 messages. Everyone, spam the Scott emote to the song.
Cawthon is the greatest writer on earth. He makes Tolkien fucking look like a worm.
Look like a worm. I need to add another scroll for like memberships because I just have donations and subscribers right now. And Just BKs has probably gifted like 9 trillion memberships. Is the greatest writer on earth.
He makes Tolkien fucking look like a worm.
Alright, thank you, Just BKs.
Cawthon is the greatest writer
The iconic T-Dreads jig. The T-Dreads dance. Alright. I'll do it on the next one, bro. Let me see. Oh my god, I'm... Oh. Right on. Yeah. Okay.
It's really nice. I like this part. A boy called Dylan, new to the school, says...
Cawthon is the greatest writer on earth.
Hold on.
He makes Tolkien fucking look like a worm.
Okay. We said that it was... Somebody said... Funtime Freddy... FNaF AR. Nice. Let me see. Someone said Lamb Chop apparently was a line in AR. Let me see. Holy
Cawthon is the greatest writer on earth. He makes Tolkien fucking look like a worm.
Surprise. There's nothing I want from you except your life. I know you're over there somewhere, so these are from that. For your success. Oh, ha, ha, ha! What did I say? What did I fucking say, chat? What did I fucking... Let's go! What did I say? What did I fucking say?
Don't worry, I'll visit you in your dreams tonight.
What did I say? Yeah. Low tier dreads. All right, chat. Let's document this moment. Everyone post this to Twitter. Ready? We're gonna zoom in. We're gonna zoom in on this Funtime Freddy. I'll be in your dreams voice line. And I'll do a little pose. How do I zoom in? I don't know how to zoom in. I don't know how to zoom in on Opera GX. This browser sucks. Just kidding, sponsor me. Chat, does anyone know how to zoom in on Opera? We must document this moment forever. Alright, nobody knows. Cringe. I ignored the fact that AR is Garbo. Control plus. That might be the most insane shit I've ever seen. Alright, hold on, chat. It's almost here. Alright, chat. Everyone clip. Yay! I'm so smart. Okay. So I'm assuming control minus is to get out. Oh, look at that. Look at that. Okay, go further down, somebody said.
Knock, knock! Anybody home?
Another one. All right. All right, let me see. Hardy Pooper. Next time we so lucky, another round. Funtime Freddy. I don't think he says lamb chop. Scream all you want. Am I stupid? Scream all.
Scream all you want. No one will hear you.
Oh. You know. Yeah, that is like, yeah, if you're in his stomach. Okay. So that's interesting. Legendary find about what I just said about the fun times being the nightmares. I'll see you in your dreams tonight. Come on, brother. Come on, brother. And we said T-Drez was washed. Nah. Okay. So anyway. That was pretty good. Yes, I will. So I'm going to write that down now in my special Google Doc. Somebody will undoubtedly make that video before I get to it. But just know that I am the 14 master and you are not. So. Say AR. So I'll add a 0.5 to that, which is AR Freddy lines are see you in your dreams. And knock knock. What if you brought home knock knock anybody home? I'm cooking with gas. Okay. See you, Zach. I forget not everyone's in like Eastern time. Okay, back to Lewis.
Says hi to Millie, sits with Millie, same topic. So he's a goth as well, guys. His nails are painted black. He's dyed his hair red. He's got a black leather jacket.
Chat, I better see that on Better FNaF Twitter.
They both like each other. And Dylan says like, "Hey, do you want to see each other again tomorrow?" And she says, "Yeah." So you know, something good is finally happening with Millie. A reason to live. Back to Funtime Freddy, guys. Next torture device is freezing Millie to death. Funtime Freddy says he can turn off his space heaters and freeze Millie to death. Okay? Funtime Freddy has...
He also says anybody home in Ultimate Custom Night. I don't see how that hurts the theory. I feel like that would just be more evidence. You've been in Utah? Run, dude. Run. Okay, I'm gonna do a little bit of a social experiment. Funtime Freddy FNaF AR skins. Here we go. Nobody documented the fucking skins? Or are there no skins? Chat, I didn't play FNaF AR. I have an Android. My shit would explode. Alright, he doesn't have skins. Holy mid. Okay. Also, flip side. Shh. You never heard me say that. I'm very smart. I know all about Final Fantasy Freddy's. Okay.
Has heaters on, okay, to keep him running. And he says, I'll turn them off and I'll freeze you to death. You'll be that cold inside my chest cavity that you'll just freeze to death. But he says, oh, I can't do that because your grandpa will come in and investigate what's going on because he always keeps me turned on. So he says, no, we won't do that. I can't freeze you to death. I won't turn off my heaters. It's so weird. And Millie's like, why do you want to do this to me? Why do you want to kill me? And Funtime Freddy just goes, it's something to do. Funtime Freddy's been sat in the
thinks he's Light
salvage yard
Yagami
for ages. It doesn't say how long, but again, it's another salvage.
Yeah, so Funtime Freddy also being in a scrapyard. My name's Eleanor, and Henry gave her to me.
Yard, okay? Just like Eleanor in the previous story, guys, Funtime Freddy was scrapped in the
My name's
scrapyard,
Eleanor.
okay? And her grandpa finds Funtime Freddy in the scrapyard, salvages him, and takes him to his workshop, the garage in the big house, okay? Because the grandpa likes collecting things. He goes around scrapyards and stuff to try and find things that he can repair.
Lower
and
answer.
Funtime Freddy took him and placed him in the workshop. And Funtime Freddy says that. He says, oh, it's something to do. I've been at the scrapyard for ages, and I'm bored out of my skull. He literally says he's bored. Funtime Freddy, a robot, says he is bored. So he wants to kill somebody again. And Funtime Freddy says, death is what you want. You've been mooning around since you've moved here. So, like I said, guys, at the start, Funtime Freddy...
Okay, so it's just perpetually on and observing. Okay. He's here and always watching. Funtime Freddy.
He knows that Millie wants to die. He's been listening to what she's been doing and stuff in the kitchen, talking about dying and being unhappy and stuff like that. I like to kill people.
Same. 100 live viewers on a reaction to a video from 5 years ago. This is huge. Thank you.
And you want to die. It's a mutually beneficial relationship. So there you go. Funtime Freddy's like, and yeah, I want to kill you. I like to kill people. And you want to die. So it works out. And Millie says, this is really creepy, guys. Like, Millie says to Funtime Freddy, but I don't really want to die. And what does Funtime Freddy do? He laughs. His stomach, guys, just laughs. He doesn't say anything. He just laughs. So nasty, so twisted, isn't it?
Afton programmed a diaphragm into it, so it's shaking around.
Back to pastime. Millie had a really good day at school today, after meeting Dylan. And she had a good dinner as well. But she didn't want to admit to her grandpa that she's happy. And this is where things start to get better for Millie, guys, okay? And it's nice, you know, I actually feel happy for Millie at this point in time.
Discord
the grandpa's wife, Millie's grandma, died a long time ago, okay? Years and, like, before Millie was born. You know, the grandpa's reminiscing, the grandma, you know, talking about death, in a lighter tone, not like it being... not the way Millie thinks about death, okay? Death is more like, sadness, you know?
Okay.
And this is what, the grandpa says to Millie. It's easy to romanticize death when you're young and it's so far away. So yeah, Millie's always on about death, but that's because she's young. She hasn't experienced death before, hasn't seen people who she knows die before. So she doesn't take it as seriously, right? The poems that Millie reads, guys, the ones about death, the grandpa reads the same poems, but in a different tone. The poet of the poems didn't write about death because he thought it was romantic. He wrote about death because he lost so many people he loved. You've never experienced that kind of loss before, Millie. It changes you. So yeah, you can see where this is going, guys.
Not a lot of lore in this section, I will say.
So Millie used to be obsessed with death, wanting to die. All the poems about...
Candy, why did you leak my actual name? No!
Death. Now she's happier. Now the grandpa is saying no.
This is another uh-oh trope. I don't know if I'd count that. I feel like in that trope, usually the thing they're repeatedly using is the thing that ends up killing them. I get where you're coming from, though. But I'm talking about, like, with that, I'm talking about, like, objects. Like the fucking somnophobia ball.
It's not all like that. Think about it in this way. So, yeah, you can see now, guys, that Millie's starting to change her ways about, you know, the way she thinks about death. Back to Funtime Freddy, guys, and Funtime Freddy says, for someone who doesn't want to die, you talk about it a lot. And, you know, Millie, like I said, realises that she doesn't want to die and she just wanted a better life. You know, that's what she says to Funtime Freddy. You know, I don't actually want to die. I was just unhappy with my life and I wanted it to be changed. I didn't mean the things I was saying. But Funtime Freddy goes, well, it's easier and more satisfying just to snuff it out. Just to die. You know, it's better to just die than to try and fix things and try and sort your life out. Why not just die? So yeah, Funtime Freddy is bad. It's a bad person. And now, guys, he talks about another way of death. Impaling Millie with a rod. He talks about Vlad the Impaler. Which is how Dracula came. You know, talked about Millie being called Dracula's daughter. Funtime Freddy knows this. And
Okay, so you were all wrong. Because it knows shit that's going on at, like, school, right? So it's agony, 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 agony. Someone said how Dracula came. Oh yeah, vampires. Vampires. And we have Vlad and Immortal and the Restless. We spitting. Vampires. Or it's just got like Chat GPT hooked up to it.
like says, oh, you know about Dracula. Vlad the Impaler, Vlad Dracula, had a forest of the impaled. Men, women, and children were skewered through stakes driven into the ground.
That's a wild mustache he's got, by the way.
How does Funtime Freddy know all about this? For a start, Funtime Freddy knows everything, every type of death. Funtime Freddy knows information about it. Getting impaled in Funtime Freddy's chest.
Chat, I would look up Vlad the Impaler, but I'm not trying to get TOS. So.
He knows about a previous person who did it, Vlad the Impaler, who killed men, women, and kids in a forest. And he says, oh, one little impaling can't be that hard compared to Vlad the Impaler. And he said, I can just grab one of my rods in my body and stab it through my chest, and it will go straight through you, Millie. Straight through you. I'll grab one of my rods from my chest cavity, and I'll just poke it through, stab it through, and you'll be dead. It can either hit vital organs, and you'll die straight away, or I might miss, and it will hit other parts of your body, and you'll just bleed out, and it will be a slow, painful death. And he was very cheery about talking about it that way, excited. Funtime Freddy is so weird, guys. Like, literally, I'm talking about it now, so you can see, I know. But the way he's talking about killing Millie...
I mean, I think that's by design. He's kind of weird in SL.
Thinks about everything. So, I'll grab the rod, I'll stab you, I might hit vital organs,
Don't
and you'll die
say
quickly,
one of my
or
rods,
I'll hit
someone
other parts
said.
and you'll just bleed out to death. Do you know what I mean? And he's giggly about it, he's cheering about it. Back to the past, guys. Dylan is back at the cafeteria, gives her a book, gives her a new book from H.P. Lovecraft. It seems like they both like each other. And she goes home and she loves the book. She really likes the book. So you can see now, guys, Millie is getting feelings for
Freddy?
Dylan.
That's
and
crazy.
She thinks that Dylan likes her as well because, you know, Dylan's gave her a book and they're talking all the time. Dylan asks if they want to go out and stuff like that. So Millie thinks that he likes her and she likes him. She goes back home and she Googles love poems. So you can you see the switch now, guys?
Middle school.
First, she was looking at death poems, Googling death.
Chat, please never make a romantic interest your means for living. Or your like, will to live. Your will to live should be like feeding homeless people or like taking care of dogs on the side of the road. I don't know, or like helping the community. Just a PSA for your mental health.
Poems in a bedroom.
I got you.
And now she's Googling love poems. You can see now her mind is off death. It's gone now, slowly going away. She's getting happier now. Now she starts thinking about love and stuff like that.
You want a T-Dreads Fun Time Freddy impression?
Holy Sigma!
The name of the story, guys, is Count the Ways. It's even referred to in the book, guys. There's a love poem, and there's a quote here. How do I love thee? Let me count the ways. So I was like, yeah, well, that's the name of the story. I just wanted to let you guys know. And again, guys, Millie writes her own poem again. You clipped away the black thorny vines that twisted around my wounded heart, so it could beat and feel relief from pain. You are the gardener who wakes the plants from the grey, chilly death of winter, so that they can blossom again like my heart, a slow blooming blood-red rose. The poem's on about Dylan saving her, okay? You came over here, Dylan. I used to be so miserable. No, I'm not. Thanks to you, Dylan, I'm happy again. Back to Funtime Freddy.
See you, Jungle Boy.
Death on Funtime Freddy's brain is electrocution. Okay? Funtime Freddy knows everything about electrocution. He talks about
Because he got a controlled shock.
the electric chair.
That's right.
In the prisons and stuff. It's crazy. He knows everything about the history of these executions, okay? And yes, Funtime Freddy can use electrocution to kill Millie. He can shoot strong
Thank you for that 1 second cross dissolve, Dawko.
electrical currents through the body
Retention
of his chest.
maxing.
Because he's a robot, he's electric. He can actually electrocute his insides to kill Millie. And again, he talks about the consequences. It can either zap her heart and brain, and she dies instantly, or she can get nasty electrocution burns and slowly die. And he jokes about it as well. Like, see what I mean? He talks about it in detail and goes, it can either do this, it can either do that. It could be an electrifying good time. And Millie's like really scared now. Millie's like, it'd be a good time for you, but not for me. Back to the past again, guys. You can see how much it switches, okay?
Back to the
quick
past,
summary,
Samurai
guys,
Jack.
all I'm going to talk about is the Funtime Freddy stuff, okay? To make your brains a bit less, make it a little less complicated, because I know I'll keep switching. But in the quick summary, guys, I'll just talk about the scenes with Funtime Freddy. Millie goes to the public library, and Dylan's there.
Well, I don't
and
know
Dylan asks if they want to
I
go
wish
to
I
the
knew where
cafe
that
for a cup of
was.
tea. Millie's getting happy now. Millie talks about her future, how she wants to be a librarian. You can see now, Millie's not talking about death and dying, this is the end. She starts talking about what she wants to do in the future. Things are looking good for Millie, guys, okay? Good. Until this part, guys, unfortunately. So, she goes back home. Like I said, guys, it's close to Christmas, the Christmas party and stuff like that, which we'll talk about later on. Millie's grandpa asks if she wants to come along to a party at the school. It's like an end of school holiday.
That's true. So I'm gonna chat. The scrapyard. It's not just that there's two animatronics there. It's that they're both of sister location appearance. So you have Eleanor, who does share many similarities to Circus Baby. And then you have Funtime Freddy, who is in sister location. So that's odd that in the scrapyard, sister location-ish animatronics appear.
Holiday party.
Also,
where
I'm gonna
everybody
turn
goes
this lamp off
and,
because
have
it
cookies and
is
stuff and
destroying my
food.
eyes. I'll be right
And
back.
Millie decides to go because she's happy, Normally she'd say no, but she wants to
Chair
see
dreads,
Dylan.
chair
Hoping
dreads.
Dylan's there. Unfortunately, guys,
Oh, my hair's fucked.
when Millie goes to the school party, Dylan is there, but he's with another girl. Okay, and they're holding hands and they're laughing and they're hugging and stuff and they're joking around. So they are a couple. So Dylan does have a girlfriend, and her name is Brooke, a very pretty blonde girl, the complete opposite of Millie. Okay, so Millie is a goth girl, dark, black hair. Brooke is blonde, pretty, and that's Dylan's girlfriend. Okay, and obviously Millie is heartbroken now, and Millie goes to her grandpa like, I want to go home now, take me home. And she goes back home, guys, and her bad thoughts are back again. She's back to being sad and miserable, and she's back to the thoughts of death and saying, death is my only friend. So, yeah, it's pretty sad, isn't it? She was starting to get happy, Dylan made her happy, and then, oh snap, yikes, Dylan's got a girlfriend. And it gets worse, guys, in a minute. Back to Funtime Freddy, guys, the present time. Another torture device that Funtime Freddy suggests is being boiled to death. Funtime Freddy can...
You see, how is he gonna do this? Where's the water? I am in a basement. I'm moving my setup soon. I just had to get out of that space for a while.
Fill his chest cavity with water and heat the water up and boil Millie alive. And he even says, maybe I can turn you into a red like a lobster. Damn. So yeah, Funtime Freddy suggests to Millie, maybe you can be boiled alive inside my chest. Jesus. Back to the past, guys. Now, this is the big ouch. Yikes. So, Dylan comes back to Millie at the cafeteria like every other day. And this is the day after Millie sees Dylan.
He's going to create
so
water.
Millie is obviously very annoyed. Really annoyed and jealous and like...
One part hydrogen.
Dylan's like, what's wrong? And Millie's like, oh, I didn't know you had a girlfriend. And very judgy towards Brooke. Millie calls Brooke
Or is it 2 parts
basic.
hydrogen?
She's not
Dude,
different
I'm
like
an actual
me,
idiot.
stuff like that. And obviously Dylan gets annoyed by that. Dylan's like, oh, I didn't mean to mess you around.
I think it's 2 hydrogen.
I wasn't seeing it like that. All I did was get you a book as a friend. I wasn't leading you on or anything. And that's what friends do. They be nice to each other. And Dylan is very angry with her for saying something bad to his girlfriend and says, this friendship is over, goodbye. Leaves Millie, calls Millie a hypocrite. And yeah, that's the end of the friendship. So yeah, obviously Millie is now even more sad, okay? Yeah. And yeah, like I said, guys, it's close to Christmas. Millie is now the Grinch. Now, guys, think of the Grinch. Millie now hates Christmas. Bad things are happening. She doesn't want to celebrate Christmas. She's very unhappy. Seeing other people happy makes her miserable. She thinks Christmas is just fake and, stupid. So yeah, Millie doesn't want to celebrate Christmas. That's the reason, guys, why she goes inside the workshop to hide, because she doesn't want to celebrate at the Christmas party, okay? Back to Funtime Freddy. Millie wants to live. She talks about saying, oh, I want to live. I really want to live now. And the next the next way of death, guys, that Funtime Freddy suggests is decapitation.
Yikes.
Sensitive warning, guys. It gets deep, okay? You know what decapitation is. Beheaded, okay? Really dark stuff, okay? So, again, Funtime Freddy knows everything about decapitation. Henry VIII, a very old king, guys, in Great Britain. Our history.
Henry.
It's really good, by the way, guys. We've got like thousands and thousands of years in the UK of kings and queens. Henry VIII was a big one with the guillotine. The guillotine, guys, from films and stuff, from history.
Guillotine, paper slicer.
You get put in a device, head, and then a big blade goes chop. Head falls off, gets put into a basket. You know the drill, a guillotine, okay? Knows all about it, guys. Knows all about Henry VIII. Knows about how the French Revolution people used it. And they beheaded a bunch of soldiers one by one because the blade was that good. It could just chop people's heads off all the time. Talked about how some guillotines aren't that sharp. And one of Henry VIII's wives, who got the head chopped off, the blade was too blunt. So they had to keep doing it. Up and down to chop it off. And he goes into detail about that, man. It's really dark. And he knows about her parents, Millie's parents, being in Saudi Arabia. And he talks about how Saudi Arabian
Max
people
Elias, I was thinking the same thing.
Use decapitation as
that
a punishment.
guy that made that song was apparently
not with a guillotine, but with
pretty
swords.
shat.
It's so weird how Funtime Freddy knows all this stuff. It's horrible. Very, very horrible, guys. Hey, Funtime Freddy's just so obsessed about death and like, oh, Saudi Arabia, they use swords.
Alright, that's enough about the French Revolution.
Millie is not happy. Millie doesn't want to celebrate Christmas, just like the Grinch is miserable. She's in denial about Dylan and Brooke. She's like, oh, Dylan can go with Brooke anyway. I'm right, he's wrong, she is basic, what I said was right, I don't care. I hate Christmas, I don't want to be with my family, So she's being very selfish at the moment, okay? And when she's walking around, she gets cold, guys. And she's like, oh, I can't just keep walking around. I'm freezing. I have an idea. I'm going to go into my grandpa's workshop. He always leaves a key outside the garage. So I'm going to get the key and go inside. Because inside my grandpa's workshop, he has a heater. He has a heater inside the workshop that he always keeps on. So I'll be nice and warm. They'll never know I'm in there. I'm just going to hide in his workshop for a few hours until the party's over. And then I'll go back in. and be happy again. You know, it's over now. It's
Someone
done.
said I'm not
Christmas
like
is
other
done for now.
girls.
So she goes into the garage, guys, and there's a lot of
Holy
junk,
contrast.
yard sale stuff from flea markets and like the grandpa likes to go and get parts and stuff to repair, guys. He likes repairing things to add to his collection. Mechanical toys, dolls, monkey symbols. And obviously Millie's like, oh, he's got all this stuff because he likes repairing to keep them into his collection. Mechanical toys, dolls, monkey symbols. And obviously.
Yeah, I'm lost. I was thinking of like the stuff you have on the desk in your game, in the games, but no.
Millie's like, oh, he's got all this stuff because he likes repairing to keep them into his collection. And she's looking around the garage, guys, the workshop, when she goes in. And in the corner, Funtime Freddy's there, okay? We know it's Funtime Freddy because of this description that I'm going to read to you now off in a list. A mechanical bear with a bow tie and a top hat and a creepy blank grin. Once, it looked like it was white and pink. But now, because it's been in the salvage yard for a while, it's left a dingy grey. So it's lost its pink and white. It's now just, you know, a miserable grey colour. It was big enough for a person to climb into its body cavity. So she sees Funtime Freddy there, big, huge guy. She can crawl inside. She's 14, so she's technically a kid still. And
dude, he's. I don't think Dawko knows how to make the opacity on an image 100%.
Can get inside, and this is what she says, guys. It must have been a figure from one of those old kids attractions that featured creepy looking animatronics. Interestingly though, she never talks about Freddy Fazbear's being animatronic.
Oh.
From one of those old kids attractions that featured creepy looking animatronics.
Okay, never mind.
Okay? But she never says Freddy Fazbear's Pizza. So I don't know. They probably don't have a Freddy Fazbear's Pizzeria where she lives, guys.
Freddy
I don't think so.
Fazbear Pizza.
She'd know instantly
Matthew
it was Freddy,
Patrick.
you know. When she's looking around, guys, and looking at Funtime Freddy, she hears the family getting closer to the garage, you know, with the loud music and stuff, and she's worried that they're going to come inside and find her. So she goes inside Funtime Freddy to hide, okay? She crawls inside, and now she's inside Funtime Freddy.
So we have crawling inside animatronics to hide. The only other time that happens is Oswald with Golden Freddy into the pit. Into the pit, I must admit, I came on you. Those are the lyrics, right, chat? Kid climbs in fun time. Oh no, in animatronic to hide. I got a million.
Freddy, okay? And it cuts to the family.
The new kid? Are they hiding in the new kid?
The family's having dinner and stuff, and they don't know where she is. But the grandpa's like, "Oh, she's fine. She's gone on a walk. I know what she's like." Because that's what Millie's always been like. I know what she's like, she's fine. She doesn't want to come to dinner. Let's just leave her to it. Don't worry about it. She'll be back later on. So now we're back at the end. This is the end point of the story. All of this that you hear now is at the end. We're back in the present time with Funtime
Finally,
Freddy,
this
okay?
mid-ass story can
been
end.
inside Funtime Freddy, but we know that she woke up. So the point where
Kelsey's
she
a
went into Funtime
projection.
Freddy, she must have fell asleep or
Chat,
something.
everybody
or
say
she was put to
Kelsey's a
sleep
projection.
somehow. And she's woke up, and all of that stuff where Funtime Freddy was talking about torturing and stuff.
Who said P. Diddy Freddy? What are you saying? Oh my god.
That was the present time, okay? And now we're back at the present time. So, talking about decapitation, guys, we're still going on with that now. Anytime I say Funtime Freddy, that's all at the present time, okay, guys? So all of the conversations about each way of death, there's not been a time jump in that. It's always been one conversation, but in between that, there's been cuts of Millie's past tense, you know, to give some more information about Millie. Funtime Freddy says that he has a sharp sheet of metal that he can easily pass through his chest cavity and cut Millie's head off. I'm not kidding, guys. He says that, okay? Again, he goes into detail, the different option of what could happen. The sheet of metal can either chop her head off through her neck and kill her instantly, or it can chop her the wrong way. It could chop her here or something, or here, and it would be a slow, painful death. Okay, again, Funtime Freddy's talking about options on what could happen.
Holy padding.
Oh, because he says, oh, I could starve you to death. I could bore you to death. I could freeze you to death. I could electrocute you. He never says it was his first time in those, which we'll talk about the lore part after, okay? The lore about this. Funtime Freddy has never used this method of death before, okay? He's going to get a sheet of metal from his chest cavity and cut her head off. While he puts the sheet of metal through his stomach to chop her head off, she could maybe go like this and duck down to dodge the blades.
That would surely work.
I could do that, actually. And it's time for the execution. And it's so weird, guys. So Millie knows what's going to happen now, guys. It's going to happen. So Millie curls up into a ball to try and dodge the sheet of metal that's going to happen. And Millie's like, can you do a countdown?
Darko encounters non-linear storytelling.
So that gives time for Millie to prepare to, you know, try and dodge it as much as possible, you know? And Funtime Freddy agrees, okay? And then Funtime Freddy starts acting like an executioner at a trial. I'm not even kidding. I'm going to read some stuff for you. How he is, guys.
Roleplay.
Really weird. It's horrible. I feel really sorry for Millie. Millicent Fitzsimmons, you are hereby sentenced to die for crimes of humanity. Wait, Millie said. What does that mean, crimes of humanity? You, the voice said, have been rude and quick to anger. You have rushed to the judgment of others. You have been insufficiently grateful to those who have shown you nothing but love and kindness.
Yeah, so he does have, right. He can just get
Different
in your
Different
mind.
incidences of her own rudeness and ingratitude played in her head like scenes from a movie she didn't want to see. Guilty as charged, Millie said. But why are those crimes I have to die for? Those
he did it, he did it. He figured out 100% opacity. Woo!
Everybody's guilty of from time to time. True, the voice said. That's why they are crimes of humanity. But if there's something all humans are guilty of, then why do I have to die for them? The voice didn't answer, and Millie felt a small tingle of hope. Maybe she wouldn't have to take her chances by curling.
Is Millie a parallel to Jesus Christ?
Up on the floor of the cavity, maybe she could talk herself out of this. Because, the voice said, you're the one who crawled into my belly. Whimpering, Millie made herself as small as she possibly could in the bottom of the cavity. If she got out, she was going to make it a point to be nicer to Grandpa. He really had been good to her, taking her in and putting up with her moods and teaching himself how to cook all those vegetarian recipes. In the spirit of the French Revolution, the voice said, I will now do a countdown in French before releasing the blade. 1, 2, 3. Quick as a shot, the blade sliced through the chamber. So, that was all red, guys. You can see how Funtime Freddy is, okay? Very jokey and weird. Like, I talked about the French Revolution with the guillotines. He did the countdown in French to kill Millie. And it ends with, guys, Grandpa with a plate of sugar cookies on the table. And she...
Everyone
got... to call Millie's number.
Everyone got an ad right after I said parallel.
But the phone is in the house in a jacket, so she didn't bring a phone with her. And the grandpa's a little bit worried, but not too worried yet. It hasn't been that long, I don't think.
07 chat.
By the looks of things. It looks like Millie was only unconscious for like, you know, a couple of hours or something, because it's still on the same night, okay? And it ends, guys, with a cliffhanger. We don't know if Millie died or not. We don't know. It looks like that she did, okay? Because it ends on a cliffhanger. Unless they talk about Millie coming back later on. We don't know. We really don't know if Millie died or not. If she survived, I'm pretty sure it would have been mentioned in the story. It would have said, the blade sliced through the chamber. Millie looked up, noticing she's still alive. She escaped the chest cavity, and Funtime Freddy chased her, and she escaped. Something like that. But the way they end it, guys, it seems like Millie died. And it ends with this. Do you think we should wait for Millie? The auntie asked. She's not celebrating Christmas, remember? Uncle Rob said. Why should we wait for her if she's decided to be a brat? Grandpa didn't like the word brat being used to describe Millie. She wasn't a bad kid, she was just at a difficult age.
Millie parried and then used her final
under the
smash.
Christmas tree and arranged all her presents in a big pile so they'd be there for her when she came back. Very sad, guys, honestly. That's really sad. Her grandpa loved Millie.
Oh yeah, she does die because of the fucking, yeah, the Stitch Wraith thing.
Always cared about her.
In the
and understood
arms
her.
of an angel,
And he
fly
put her presents in a
away
pile waiting for her when
from
she comes
here.
back. Not knowing that Millie is probably dead, chopped up inside Funtime Freddy's stomach in the workshop. Yikes.
True.
Big yikes, guys. And that's the end of the book, guys. That's the end of Count the Ways, okay? So, yeah, let's do a quick summary. So, as you can see from the plot, it gets trapped.
Alright, Stitch Wraith!
No mention of Bon Bon, but the chest cavity is, okay? So the chest...
Actually, Gibby, how long is your first Stitch Wraith video? In the arms of an angel, fly away from Sigma's. 7 minutes, 3 stocks, fun time destination. Oh, 26 minutes. You're mashing right now. Holy.
Chest cavity is a big thing in Sister Location, the blueprints.
Oh, let me see.
Kid, William Afton always warned Elizabeth to stay away from Baby if she's alone.
Alright, chat. Should we watch Gibby or should we watch Dawko do the Stitch Wraith one? Should we watch Gibby or Lewis? My name is Dawko. I ate a taco. Went for a walk. Oh. Then did some hawk to what? Hawk to what? Alright, everyone's saying Gibson's horror stead of Holmes. Okay. I am eating motherfucking bacon. I am eating motherfucking bacon. This is what we gotta watch first.
I am eating motherfucking bacon.
That was awesome. Okay. Gibby or actually I could just watch Gibby Stitch Wraith 1. Okay. And right here. Oh, that's the third one. See, Gibby, proof that I watch your stuff all the way through. Yeah, man. Don't know when I watched it. Why is there like anime naked people on my... This is curious. Stitch Wraith. I solved the Stitch Wraith. Here we go.
That might be relying too much on this.
Ah, Gibby with less facial hair.
Ah! My name is Gibby, and in this video we're going to be summarizing, analyzing, and looking to the loreizing the final story in...
What do we learn about Funtime Freddy and Count the Ways? Bro is mad weird. Don't say targeted ads. He's mad weird. Might be related to the Nightmare animatronics, actually. Goes to your house. You got the what if you brought home thing. Let me actually go over the notes. That was kind of fucking mid, honestly. Like, not the story, you know, but just the amount of, like... Yeah, really the only thing I got out of that was, kid climbs in an animatronic. It mentions vampires. And there's a lot of evidence that the fun times are related to the nightmares.
Five Nights at Freddy's Into the Pit, the Stitch Wraith Stinger It's also going to act as a cap to all of my discussions about all of the stories inside of this physical book. So that's Into the Pit, To Be Beautiful, and Count the Ways. At this point in my journey through these books, I'm a believer in the theory Frights fiction, which states that the in-universe book, this,
Ew.
is something that can be read by the actual Five Nights at Freddy's characters. This is something that's released by Fazbear Entertainment, and that nothing that happens in this is literally real, but the fact that an author could write this story is possible. Basically, these books are the same as Help Wanted, the video game. It's made to capitalize on urban legends and also to obfuscate real details in the, mishaps from Freddy's locations. Each book ends with a short chapter on an ongoing story called the Stitch Wraith Stingers, and so this is going to be about the first chapter in that story. Before discussing each stinger, I'm going to go over my corrections and insights from my comments about the previous 3 stories. So firstly, Into the Pit. Multiple people have said...
Watch Gibby's video, watch Gibby's video, watch Gibby's video. Okay.
But that doesn't mean I should ever rule out an interpretation like this. If anything, interpretations like this should be looked at more closely by me, because they contradict my current beliefs. If I go in and say, that's silly, because it's...
Oh, hold on. Gibby wants to give a creator commentary. I see. Where are we calling? I'll be in the T-Dread's top secret Discord. Top secret. Andrew, where's that vengeful spirit? Yeah. Kasarishi don't mean nothing no more.
It means that Fazbear Frights fiction isn't true. That would be begging the question. That would be me ignoring evidence because it goes against my compelling. So while I do think that this is a very interesting thing to note, for reading Mike legendary of a feminine figure literally made of garbage who would have been found around scrap.
Holy.
Some baby memorabilia.
Holy recap.
It would actually be weird. So, home isn't home anyway. Not since that Angela took the kid. Home is where the sad is. My boy Ryan doesn't even like being around me. He says my carpet's ugly and my of a mystery of crime.
Nice.
The character's often a super genius who solves the crime using deduction, and then in Sherlock Holmes stories it ends with him sitting Watson down and explaining everything.
What's up? Am I live?
Yes. What's the timestamp,
Okay.
bro? You've been talking for like 13 minutes about...
I'm gonna be so for real. When I said "come call me stupid," I meant where's Withered Circle to come call me stupid. I was not telling you to come call me. And I was not calling you stupid.
Me stupid and saying come call me.
I was saying Withered, come call me stupid for believing in Frights fiction.
That's funny.
I don't know. I really need chapters on these videos. Yeah, I hate listening to my own voice. I'm gonna go. Thank you for having me on and letting me.
It was
tell
so
you that I
great.
didn't
It
call
was
you
so
stupid.
great to have you. It was wonderful.
Like we have no idea.
All right, talk to you later. Love you, baby.
Saw a cycle hook, cape, or hooded coat. It had a lurching walk, a complete disinterest in others unless bothered, and an obsession with dumpsters and trash bins. It was usually seen dragging garbage bags full of no one knew what. Seemingly connected to the Stitch Wraith are 5 strange deaths. They're described as withered bodies with black tear-like stains. To the Stitch Wraith are 5 strange deaths.
5 strange deaths. Doo-doo-doo. Holy smokes. Gibby would never lie to me. 5 deaths.
They're described as withered bodies with black tear-like stains on their faces, like Nightmare On, which is of course a evil, corrupted version of the puppet, ? Larson drops the tantalizing hint that he's been aware of one such case like this before. Also, this obviously does not include Sarah or Millie, who died in very, very different ways. So overall, we're looking at 7 people...
Yeah, with black tears as well. Interesting.
...dead related to the events of this book so far. Add 6 more if you count the back-in-time segment of Into the Pit. 2 of the victims were criminals, and Larson suspects that they tried to mug the Stitch Wraith. They also see what appears to be the Stitch Wraith pulling a mannequin from a dumpster, although we should know with our...
Give me your wallet,
irony,
7-foot
that it might actually
endoskeleton.
be an animatronic. Or it could be whatever they use to make up his body. Again, we don't know yet. The Stitch Wraith's head is a white mask, and it looks like a child has drawn a face on it. The chief tells Larson that the design of the mask has been identified, and they have a match on it. And you're not going to believe where we got it from. The implication is obviously that it's from Freddy's, and that Larson has some sort of connection to Freddy's. That is how the story ends. Alright, time for analysis. We've already talked about how Larson is a hard-boiled detective. His office is also described as rundown, as the furniture is just strewn everywhere, and it's called lousy. There's a crack in the window frame big enough that ivy from outside is starting to grow through. Ivy usually symbolizes encroachment, something is invading. What it symbolizes in this case is unclear, if it symbolizes anything. My FNaF brain thinks that it might be like the arms of the puppet or the wires of the tangled blob, but it could also just be a throwaway detail. Larson's desk is called his tidy domain, and so he's stopping this encroachment of messiness from entering into his
Domain
life.
expansion.
This could be to set him apart from the other cops, either because he cares about his job more, or because he's a different sort of motivation for doing his police work. Again, my guess at this point would be that he has some sort of tie to Freddy's. I want to use this time to discuss the antagonist of all three other stories in the physical book, Into the Pit. The yellow thing, Spring Bonnie, does not speak, doesn't seem to have a motivation, and kills people. I would say it behaves like an animal, but it's good at blending in and acting like a person when it's needed to. It makes all his dinner, it can drive a car, so Spring Bonnie is more like a monster. And in my interpretation, he's...
Alright, well that's the end of the Stitch Wraiths. If you'd like to see Gibby's epic Sigma analysis, then you should go watch I Solved the Stitch Wraith, Five Nights at Freddy's Frights Fiction. Then you should come at 14. Well, chat, today we learned very little. And we are earlier than I expected. So I think what we will do is we will go to the FNaF Theory tier list. Now, Narrow Raven did a ranking recently. But your boy... each of these streams will do a few, and what I think. So, I will say... very good. Good. Okay. No evidence. Not good. And dog. Shit. And then we will, delete that row and delete that row. And we will start with one specific topic. Let's start with... you know what? I just did my video. I just did my video on the shadow animatronics. So let me actually get some nice, Pokemon lo-fi music. Give the no copyright Pokemon lo-fi. There it is. It's by Sindri. And put that in regular speed. Cool. Alright. So, I just made a video on the shadow animatronics recently. Let's go down there. Okay, so Shadow Bonnie Andrew is going straight into dog shit. Because do I need to explain this? Not only do you never have these two together, but they're never even, like, mentioned to be similar. So Shadow Bonnie is not a vengeful entity. It's more like a guardian. It's like a guardian for... Alright, I'll explain. I think this is just people being desperate to put Andrew into anything. First of all, it doesn't make sense for him to be Toy Bonnie. Second of all, Shadow Bonnie's role is kind of like a guardian of Remnant, which if anything would be more of a Jake thing than an Andrew thing. And Andrew is linked to a alligator, not a bunny. I just don't see it. Shadow Bonnie Agony. I would certainly say so. I think based on everything we know of, like, Agony and, like, Shadow Remnant, we find out that Shadow Remnant is a substance. And we find that out from, like, FNaF AR. and Shadow Bonnie's the one guarding it. So put those two together, to me it's pretty clear that Shadow Remnant is what makes Shadow Bonnie. It's the shit he's made out of. So I think him being a agony creature is very, 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 very possible. Do we know RWQ comes around before the DCI? My theory was that the DCI is what creates him. You think it came from the MCI? Could be. I feel like it would make sense. Alright, let's go back down. Shadow Eleanor. Okay. This is a tough one because they play... similar roles. Like the Agony Rabbit or whatever, the amalgamation. Like its relationship with Eleanor reminds me of William and Shadow Freddy. And Follow Me. This is a tough one. Alright, chat, I'm gonna need you guys to weigh in on this one. Because Eleanor to me, like, it could be Shadow Freddy. But that would also mean Shadow Freddy is like 8 million other things. It's like, I get it. Like, I get the logic behind it. But also, like, of course, that would have been a Scott Con, because there's no way it was Eleanor when... you know, FNaF 3 was made. I get because it's like an agony creature. People think it's Eleanor. I'll probably put okay. There's not enough to go off of, and you know there's also theories that like Eleanor is a shapeshifter and Eleanor is Pit Bonnie and Eleanor is all this stuff. And she appears as a shadow in Into the Pit, the game. Shadow Nightmare, this is pretty much outright stated. I give that one very good. That's pretty much said. You pretty much get told that by the game files. And also, Shadow Freddy and Golden Freddy mirror each other. Nightmare, Fredbear, and Nightmare mirror each other. I go over all this in my video, which you should totally watch. So that's very good. This song's a fucking banger. Alright. Shadow Nightmarion. Okay. Now, I do not think they are the same thing. I will, however, put it in... I'll just put it in no evidence, though, because I think they are the same kind of thing. I think they are the same type of creature. GT Live is live on Twitch. The fact I have more than 4 viewers right now is a miracle. That's crazy. Okay. Shadow Bonnie Sammy, dog shit. Oh man, Shadow Freddy Andrew. Oh my god, I get it. I get why people like this one. I just don't be fucking with it though. Ugh. these don't feel like so we have very limited. We have very limited characterization for what the shadows are, and for what Andrew is, and they don't match up. There's just no evidence for it. We have barely any information on Andrew. We have like a few pages, and he's described as a very one-note character. So that's more of a headcanon than a theory. I feel like you can't really put any real evidence behind that. Shadow victim. Okay, now I'm gonna put this in good in the sense that Shadow Freddy, like I said in my video, I don't think it's literally the crying child's soul, but I think the agony the crying child experienced helped to manifest it. So I don't think Dave is literally in there like, I'm Shadow Freddy, or we're going outside. It's like, you know, it's some entity, some ethereal thing, but it's created from, it's created from Dave's, like, agony. It simply means that Andrew's in the games, no one else is in the games, only Andrew's in the games. Alright, what else we got? Oh, here we go. Shadow Freddy. Alright, you guys are gonna hate me for this. All of the Shadow Freddy origins theories are going in good. Because I think it's an experiment. I think Shadow Freddy is a part of the Nightmare experiments. And I think it's something that William created over a long period of time. And I think that's why it's more consistently tinged purple. It's because there's more of William's influence present in Shadow Freddy. He set some kind of gyat. I don't know what it was, but he gooned them there again. He sigma'd them again. That's the quote, by the way. Keep getting lost. Where do these go? Hello? Dog, how did I lose the theories? Hello? Wow, I'm very stupid. Andrew is in the games. Oh, here we go. That's a different one than I wanted. Oh, here we go. Shadow Freddy MCI. There we go. Up you go. Alright, I found it. Alright. I can't control F it. They're all images, unfortunately. Alright, Shadow Golden. Yeah, okay. So, if not the bite victim, definitely it's a mirror in some way of Golden Freddy's spirit or what Golden Freddy is. First of all, the model is the same fucking thing. Second of all, you never have Shadow Freddy, like, in like the suit without the Golden Freddy suit as well. So in FNaF 3, Phantom Freddy is actually based on the withered Golden Freddy model, and you have the crumpled suit in the corner. FNaF 2, FNaF World. I'd say FNaF 1 is a weird story because the Golden Freddy spirit in that game isn't even like the right, it doesn't look right. That's a big theory people have too. No, there is a Golden Freddy in FNaF 3, Gibby. It's you literally look up the model for Phantom Freddy. Look up the Phantom Freddy is Golden Freddy. It's missing the same ear and everything. Okay, anyway. So Shadow Golden, and then you have Nightmare and Nightmarion. Which is... What do you mean, how, Gibby? Oh yeah, and that Seeker, you're right. The only time Shadow Freddy doesn't appear is when the 5th Ghost Kid does. Okay. Shadow Gold. I'm sorry, I want to mention Nightmare and Nightmare Fredbear. So 2 identical models, 1 yellow, 1 dark, whatever. Alright, well, if you want to go that far, Gibby, Golden Freddy's in the logbook, which is in FNaF 3. Yeah. Okay. Right here. Dun, 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 dun. Shadow Footprints. It's good. I think this is one of the few things it could be. This is one of the few things I think the footprints could be. I don't think it's Funtime Freddy using a illusion disc to remove one of his toes. I don't think that's it. Shadow Agony, very good, again. I would say. I don't think they're ghosts, chat. And then Shadow Freddy Sammy can die. Let me see if there are any more Shadow theories on here. I'm investigating, chat. I'm investigating. Who the fuck said OMC Andrew? Are we tweaking? What is this? I don't see any more. Chat, I would not say that it is, spring-locked employees. I just don't... I feel like that line comes from a misinterpretation of the text. Like, multiple simultaneous spring lock failures doesn't mean multiple suits. That means multiple individual spring locks within the same suit. I just don't... I don't think that's, like, what at all was even being said if you read English. Yeah, we can do the Fredbear theories, because I also made a video on that. We'll just, after every video I make, we'll do one of these. Alright, Andrew plush. Holy fucking ass, what are we doing? Charlie plush. Now, this. Fuck it. One of my favorite ones. One of my favorite ones, given FNaF World, assuming the plush and yellow eyes are the same thing. If we're going by dual speaker, which most people do, most people go by, like, there's 2 speakers in it. And if William is only the ending one, I think Charlie is definitely the other one. Or another kid spirit. It could be, now I don't know if it is Elizabeth currently. It could have been, and I agree with Unwithered on this. I think in the game, FNAF 4 itself, isolated, taken away from sister location, the plush could have been the sister in the empty room. I don't know if that's the case anymore, but I know Unwithered talked a lot about how that is a possibility. That empty sister's room, that sister could be the plush. Oh boy. Cassidy. Yeah, Gibby, the sister could have been Charlie before, like, changes. Where will we put Cassidy plush, chat? I feel like Does He Still Talk to You completely fucks that up. I feel like it is Golden Freddy, and there is a kid in the back room, maybe, in like a Golden Freddy suit, but I feel like the logbook with Does He Still Talk to You, I feel like that just shits on Cassidy plush. Unless it's talking about William specifically. God, it's tough. It's got less going for it than Charlie plush does. Alyssa plush. Alyssa plush evidence. I can't. I don't know, man. I know Seeker, who frequents chat, loves this theory, but I just don't. I just don't see how it's. With everything we know about Circus Baby. I don't hate it. I just don't. I feel like there are so many better options. You have hella evidence for Alyssa plush? Holy smokes. Cause it's hiding in the sewer. Oh. I mentioned this. I don't know, the Toy Chica girl doesn't talk to the bite victim like that's her brother. It's very like, I know you, but I don't really know you kind of speech. Where are the plushes? Yo, chat, what the fuck is Nightmare plush? I forgot. I forgot what Nightmare plush is. Help me. Yeah, no shot. Yeah, there's no shot. There's no shot. Maybe there's a... Wouldn't that just be Agony plush, but more complicated? Yeah, I was gonna say, wouldn't that just be Agony plush, but more complicated? I mean, Agony plush I'm fine with. I don't... Because we see that's possible. The real Jake, that doll is brought to life. Not through agony, I don't think, but through just some, like, emotion and experience. God, I can't wait to get to the body swapping. There are so many, like, body swapping stories, or, like, child does something with their emotions to make a toy come to life, or a gummy, or some fucking stupid shit. I don't know. Okay, God help me. Okay. Where are the plushes? Aha, Agony plush. Here we go. I actually think this one's pretty good. Is there evidence for Agony plush in the actual game? Because I would say no. All of these up here, you'll realize, chat, is you have context from the actual game that makes them pretty, like, substantial, right? So, like, Shadow Freddy take cake to the children. Freddy is watching while that murder happens. Shadow Freddy Bite of 83. The crying child gets bit in Golden Freddy's mouth. Shadow Freddy Experiments Nightmare is present in those. All of these you can take from the game to support them. Can we take anything from the game to support Agony plush? I'm just, without bringing up the book. I get the books are important. But every theory in good or very good is going to have game evidence. Because the plush talks like a human. I'll just keep it. I'll keep it at the very top of okay. I'll keep it at the very top of okay. I know Gibby thinks that Dave possesses the plush after the events of FNaF 4. All right. This shit is ass. We literally see it. We literally see it, bro. Okay. In SL we see it. Okay. Where is Will? All right, now. So chat, here's what I don't get. Will plush and Will speaker are two different things. Now, if I had to guess, I would put Will speaker into very good because of how often Afton or the Aftons use that line. And how often William specifically says it. Remember, Michael says, I put her back together like you asked me to. That's William saying put her back together. However, William also says tomorrow is another day, which Toy Chica also says in that minigame, who represents William Afton. So you have the regular plush and the final speaker sharing lines, which is mind-boggling, because that would mean that the final speaker and the actual speaker are the same thing. Because the regular plush uses lines that William does too. And as Unreal the Truth said, Tomorrow is Another Day is a movie where the two main characters are named William and Henry. In case anyone didn't know that. I may have spoiled that. Credit to Unreal the Truth. So I'll put Will plush up there too, because remember, I don't fucking know. Could be either, could be both. Okay. Pigtail girl speaker. Anyways, that it's the plush itself, probably not. Nah. Charlie speaker. Okay, that's all right. Dun, dun. All right, what was the next one we did? We did Michael Afton as well. I made videos on Michael Afton. All right, Mike victim, die. Man, I really need to stop losing these. Here we go. Ba, 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 da, 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 da. Mike bro. For sure, for sure. One of the most recurring things we get is Mike bro. Foxy mask next to exotic butters. Step closer. The logbook shows Foxy as a security guard on every night. You get that a lot. It's like the closest thing we have that isn't outright confirmed. Mike not in Afton. Fucking actually ass. What is Mike Fourth? Chat, what the fuck is Mike Fourth? Help me. Oh, fuck that. Fuck that. Nah. Yeah. Holy mid. Mike experiments. I'm going straight to the moon. I'm going straight to the Mike experiment. Actually, that doesn't have as much evidence as Shadow Golden or Shadow Nightmare or this. Right there. Right here. Right here. Right here. I'm going to the Mike experiment moon. Let's go. You need evidence, open the logbook. Just go like this. Shit. Oh. It's Nightmare Fredbear. Oh no. And also, you have Michael in the movie. And next to his bedstand are flowers and Perkies. What other Michael in the series pops flowers and Perkies? Michael in the experiment rooms! I'm telling you right now! Alright. I'm skipping Mike, Emily, and Mike Jeff. Those aren't even worth being ranked. I'm also skipping Mike Lewis. Mike not in 2. I see this one a lot. I don't think Shizu thinks Mike is Fritz or Jeremy. Rory could be in the rooms too. I don't see why more than one kid couldn't be in them. Oh, this one's tough. There's no evidence for Mike being in FNaF 2 other than that he gets fired for the same reason. So that is evidence. He gets fired for the same reasons. And it would also be narratively satisfying. I'll put it at the bottom of... Oh no, this is not in 2. I'll put it in okay. I'll put it in okay. Mike Dreamer, kind of the same thing. I will, I'll line them up. Same kind of thing, I think. Nightmare Fredbear doesn't appear in Roy's stories. I know that Underscore and Rye Toast have a very complex theory, which is that Michael gets put through those experiments when he's younger and then has nightmares about them, which is where Nightmare comes into the mix and, you know, that whole thing. What up, T-Dreads Nation? What up, T-Dreaders? It's lit. Yeah, baby. All right. I lost the Michael theories, Lamau. Where'd they go? Aha! Mike survival, die. All right. You know, it's not dog shit. I just don't like it. Okay. Mike Trap. Holy peak. Holy peak, Mike Trap. Mike Jeremy. No. No. No Mike Jeremy. Mike Fritz. Mike Fritz, I would be more okay with. But at the bottom of good. me see. Mike Bot, please leave. Dude, I lost the Mike theories again. Here we go. Okay, Mike accomplice. Okay, now be annoyed. Be annoyed. I think Mike accomplice is objectively true, but under false pretenses. I don't think he wants to kill children. I think he's being gaslit or lied to. I think similar to how William manipulates his children in other media, he manipulates Vanessa in the movie. Elizabeth does his bidding in the novels. I think that Mike accomplice is true to an extent. Not that he like a lot of people when they hate this theory or like Mike is helping him on purpose. No. I don't think he's fully informed about what's going on. Which is part of the reason he sounds so confused in Sister Location. He's like, these things are fucking alive. What the fuck is going on with my body? So I think it's good. Alright. Mike Hero. This is my goat. Alright. He can be an accomplice and also be the hero. You can have complex characters, chat. Ow. 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 Okay. Oh, we're out of Mike theories. No. Alright. Do we go bite victim now? Bite victim, chat. Bite victim. Okay, listen, chat. I'm sorry. Bite victim Emily and paper victim, like this shit, I can't even put on the list. There is, no one has ever, like, okay, paper victim, no one's ever said that in their entire life. Bite victim Emily, I'm sure somebody has said that, but why? What indication do we have that bite victim is Sammy? I don't even think these are worth ranking. Alright, this is where everyone gets pissed as fuck at me. If you are going by evidence that is inside the games, this has extraordinary evidence by a victim receiver. Alright, I'm gonna watch everyone fight now. He's suspiciously un-British. I don't think we ever actually hear him speak, do we? I know people say in like Nightmare Fredbear. Bite victim receiver is that the receiver of the happiest days bite victim, not Cassidy. Okay, given Scott Cawthon's words, I'm gonna have to put the Saw theories all in no evidence. And delusion probably in good. Yeah, delusion in good. Yeah, if you know anything about writing like a story, by victim receiver makes more sense based on 3 games in a row. 3, 4, and world all tie into happiest day. Andrew Pizza. Free victim. Isn't this just that he moves? I think I talked. Isn't this that he moves on? Okay, shatter victim in some regard, wholly optimal. Wholly optimal. I'm gonna be real with you. Optimal. Yeah, Zam, good point. 4 games, 1 story. The story of Cassidy. No. Well, I give you. I know that comment is sarcastic. Shatter victim and God victim have like the same principles, though. God victim isn't on this list, so I can put it there. But where's memory victim? Because that's getting elo boosted. Here we go. Oh, you go next to. You go above Mike Experiments and Mike Dreamer. There you go. Actually, in between Mike Experiments and Mike Dreamer. I fucking love... I love Memory Victim, dude. Memory Victim is just God Victim, but with a less cool name. Spark victim is that the crying child's death motivates William Afton to take action. I also think that one's true. That the crying child dying is what motivates him to start experimenting with immortality. Whether or not that's will care doesn't actually matter. In the same way that I can see, you know, like someone make a lot of money doing a certain thing. I'll be like, oh, that looks like a good way to make money. You know, bro could just be seeing an opportunity. Doesn't mean he's actually depressed. Free victim, I think, is that he just doesn't go anywhere. Holy mid. We literally, because of FNaF World, we know that's not true. Nobody victim, holy mid. Shattered freedom, I don't know what the fuck that is. Follow victim. Okay. This is that, the crying child in some way attaches himself to Michael. Now, this is tough, because he could either literally be attached to Michael, or he could be attached to the logbook. Spark Victim's actually just gonna go in, like, in good. It's not as good as the other ones. Same with this. Yeah, Spark Victim and Follow Victim do not have as much evidence as, You know what, this is going in okay. I think it's more likely that he's on the logbook somehow. I think the MCI kids are inside of Mike, because of the scooper. Pause. You know what I mean. Logbook duo, certainly. Logbook Uno, certainly not. But I can't really say... No, there is very clearly... this is Cheeks. Cool. Alright, what else? Cassidy victim, I respect you. Dual process theory, I respect you. No. Oh, there isn't no evidence. Okay, bottom. Okay, there isn't no evidence. They made like a 2-hour video. "14 theory. 14 theory, let's go. Let's go. 14. Actually, no. 14 theory is better than Mike Fritz. Alright, bite victim first, sure. Charlie first, sure. Eliza first, surely not. Surely not, right? It just wouldn't make sense. It wouldn't make sense. Oh, zoom in a little bit? Yeah. Here we go. Okay, 14 theory. Yeah, Elizabeth first I can't see being that good. Andrew first. Fuck. See, here's what I mean. How am I supposed to rank Andrew first when there's no evidence to prove it and there's no evidence to disprove it? Like, this just has to go in okay. No, it has to go in no. I literally just said no evidence. It has to go in no evidence. When there is no evidence for this, I don't know how am I supposed to prove that shit, bro. Also, Dave victim peak. It's good. Evan victim holy ass. Garrett victim. It's okay. I see why people think it. It's okay. Yeah, Eliza first I'm putting in no evidence. Sorry, gang. Yeah, all the Andrew theories except follow Andrew. Technically, this is true. It doesn't say if it's in the games or not. So technically, that's true. Because that gets literally told to us. I haven't done a video on the MCI. I have done a video on Andrew. I won't rank Andrew Pizza because it's a serious tier list. Andrew 5th, no evidence. Andrew, no evidence. Cause what? Cause Pit Bonnie gets hung. Balloon Boy victim. What the fuck? Oh, network victim. I'll put up next to memory victim. They're very similar. There we go. Yeah. Dude, whoever made this tier list, I need you to put God victim on there, please. Thank you. It's peak. I think that is all the videos I've made, chat. Except we get to, since we're biased, we can take Lefty DCI and put it in okay. Do I think Lefty DCI is better than Shadows Eleanor? Yes, I do. I do. Alright, those are all the things we did. Videos on so far. What do we think, chat? Okay. Would we agree with very good, okay, chat? In our favorite one, our favorite tier, we have Mike Bro, Shadow Golden, Shadow Nightmare, Mike Dreamer, Memory and Network, Mike Experiments, BB Receiver, Shadow's Agony, Charlie Plush and Will Plush, and Will Speaker. Logbook Duo, By Victim First or Charlie First. Remember, chat, I'm not gonna pick only one of these to put in like God tier, because they both make for a good story. The DCI has more proof than Andrew. Just saying, at least we see it in the games. Hey, man. They called me a madman. Shadow Freddy is William's stand. I agree. Unfortunately, it's not on here, though. Okay. I'm pretty happy with this so far. Yeah, I don't think Shadow Stand is on here. Okay, let's see. So, chat, I do have a very long video coming out. And it might be... So here's how this might work, okay? The FNaF interpretation series is how I started my channel. Okay? Now, every video in the FNaF interpretation series that I've covered, I have just put onto this tier list. All these topics I've covered in that series. Okay? I am doing an episode on Golden Freddy. And it's going to be very long, probably over an hour. Not as heavily edited. But it'll cover the, Golden Freddy and all the games, Glitch Bear, the plush, hallucinations, Golden Freddy modes. It's going to cover all this stuff, because Golden Freddy is like the most important character, one of the most important characters in Five Nights at Freddy's. And then after that, I don't think I can make any other significant length FNaF interpretations videos. Aside from maybe Gregory. I don't know if anyone's gonna want to watch a full video on Glamrock Freddy, on what he is. Again, I know there are some of those. So I'm thinking what I do after the Golden Freddy episode is I go through the rest of this tier list that we didn't rank today, and as like a addendum on the end of that video. So so the mega video will be a compilation. So it'll be all my FNaF interpretations series, and then at the very end, I'm thinking I do a FNaF theory iceberg, and it's just now I'm gonna go through over all the theories that I didn't cover, and I'll sit down and I'll talk about all the MCI theories, because look, there's only 3 of them. I can't make like a 30-minute video out of 3 MCI theories. So I'm thinking I do my 7 parts of the FNaF interpretations, smush those together, and as a bonus for you guys on the end, I do a really long iceberg section where I'm like, now we'll talk about some theories about Andrew. Wait, I already did Andrew. Fuck. Forget that. Now we'll talk about some theories about the MCI. Now we'll talk about some theories about the princess from Princess Quest. Now we'll talk about some theories about Glamrock Freddy. So I think at the end of that video, I'll sandwich in the FNaF theory iceberg. Alright, chat seems to like that idea. That's good. Because chat, I'm gonna agree with you, I don't think I can make a 30-minute video on who made the scooper in FNaF basement. So... Alright, good. You guys like that idea. That's good. Okay. Yeah, so that video, the Golden Freddy video, is gonna sound that's gonna probably be out in a week or 2. Which I'm looking forward to. So. But I've seen like content creators make like 40-minute videos on Will stuff versus puppet stuff, and I'm just not smart enough for that. I do not know enough about, like, I wouldn't be able to talk for 40 minutes about Will stuff and puppet stuff. Ooh, I'll have to make a video on parallels too. But yeah, Chad, the last time I made that format of video where like I combine other videos and add an extra section, excuse me, that was with overanalyzing every FNaF game, where we put FNaF 4 and FNaF 3 at the beginning as an extra section, and then the compilation, and that did crazy good. That has 100,000 views right now. So I'm planning on doing another compilation video with extra sections for this, and people can just put it on when they go to bed, or anything like that. I do need to make a video on parallels as well. Okay. Nobody else make the FNaF Theory iceberg in the next, like, fucking month that I need to get to it. I'll be pissed. And with that, chat, we can put Mimic Baby in God tier and end the stream. Just kidding. I pranked you guys. Alright, chat. That is probably all for today. However, hey, you know what's coming out in 2 days, chat? Chat, what is dropping in 2 days? What is dropping in 2 days, chat? Did we forget? How do we forget? Yes! No, chat. The FNaF 2 movie trailer is dropping Wednesday. Yeah. How do we all miss this? Am I wrong? Is that not on the 2nd? Yeah. Well, anyway, I expected that to go over better. I am going to gather many people, and I'm going to be streaming all fucking day on Wednesday. I'm going to be streaming the entire day, pretty much, on Wednesday, waiting for this trailer to drop. And we're gonna react to it live, and I'm gonna call in anyone I can get, and shit is gonna be lit, and we're gonna do a live analysis, and we're gonna be like, aha, oh, that's Michael Afton's left testicle. And we're gonna analyze the fuck out of everything. And it's gonna be lit. Okay. So if you aren't subscribed for some reason, weirdo, you should hit it. And you should come back. And you should come back, like, very soon. Because that'll be really fun. You know what you should also do? Is I have, like, this YouTube channel. And if you go to store, you can support the channel by getting one of these cool hoodies that I worked with a couple small artists to create. Or the t-shirt if you want a cheaper option. Anyways, that is going to do it for today. Get out of my stream, DJ Sturf! Stop! Why are you here all the time? This is the 2nd time, dude. Dude, it's a jump scare seeing that. It's scary, bro. Last time he came in here was on the last stream. I think are you just going around to videos that are, like, talking about the books because of Scott, like, putting out the new book? Anyway, chat, legally distinct hoodie. Legally distinct. Support small artists, anyway. It has been a very fun stream. And we will be back in 2 days for Okay, so that is what he's doing. We will be back in a couple of days for the FNaF trailer. I will probably not be covering Escape the Pizzaplex tomorrow, because we already covered the preview. And I have heard that it does not have a lot of game-relevant lore in it. But I'm sure Gibby will read the entire thing, so go hang out with Gibby. I saw that Fazbear Podcast or whatever it was made a really long video. I haven't gotten to watching yet. And yes, Gibby will be doing a video. Thanks for coming, Surf. I don't actually hate you. You're probably the reason Ultimate Custom Night is functional. Ubi, we don't speak of it. Shh. Is there anything else we should talk about, Chat? I've been yapping at you all day. Is there anything you want to say to me? Maybe how awesome I am? I'm 14? That's crazy. No, not Regent. Regent, something like that. I'm so hyped, dude. Yeah, I wonder, you know what, chat, let's have a quick chat. Let's put the music back on. You know, I don't hate you guys enough. I got a little bit of time left. Put the Pokemon back on. Where's this? Where'd it go? Oh, I think I lost him. How does that even work? Literally just had that video. Well, no matter. FNaF World soundtrack. Can't go wrong. Battle theme adventure. We'll start with underneath. Okay, chat here. So, the FNaF 2 movie. Let's think about it. So in the beginning of the first of all, and Gibby has talked about making a video about this before the movie drops, so we might. But I will the movie. The first one. So first of all, it ends with Aunt Jane, like, dying. I'm assuming they're gonna reveal that she's actually alive, because they never bring that up. Aunt Jane in that movie gets, like, murked by Golden Freddy, but she's just chilling. And then Cryonide has his prediction, I think it's Cryo, that Vanessa in that movie talks all about if William comes, I'm not going to be of any use to you. And then she gets stabbed and put in the hospital. I think it was Cryo that said he thinks Vanessa in that movie is going to wake up and be Vanny. Like, be evil. Which would be very interesting. Whoever said Aunt Jane Puppet, you're banned. I'm just kidding. Mike and Abby buried Aunt Jane in the mound. True. Predictions for the plot. I don't think William is gonna... That's what I mean. How is William gonna get out in that movie? I feel like whoever the antagonist is... I feel like it must be a different antagonist in the FNaF 2 movie. I feel like they're saving Springtrap for FNaF 3. But I could be wrong. I'm looking forward to flashbacks, though. There are apparently going to be flashback scenes. It's very exciting. You're betting on the puppet being antagonistic? Interesting. Interesting. How fucking nuts would it be if the fun times were in it? He wouldn't. He surely would not. But I'm just saying, how fucking nuts would it be? Andrew will not be in this movie. Henry could be the antagonist. That's what I mean. I don't understand, like, beyond the toy animatronics trying to kill you, I don't see what conflict we can have if William's behind the wall already. Besides, like, maybe the shadows. Maybe Shadow... no. I've heard Charlie's gonna be in it, you know. Twitter is quite talkative about those kind of things. Kelsey is a projection. By the way, Sturf, if you're still here, what's your favorite FNaF book, dude? Like, your favorite story? Gibby and I were talking today. Our favorites are The Breaking Wheel, and The Real Jake. Also, if Charlie's in the movie, what the fuck is Garrett? Are we actually gonna get, like, Golden or Shatter Garrett? That's gonna be crazy. Shatter Garrett, it'd be fucking insane. Submechanophobia? Dude, I have tried to listen to that on audiobook for the last, like, 3 months. And I always fall asleep. It doesn't matter if it's, like, 1 in the afternoon. I'm just out. And that's not me saying that the book is bad. I'm just falling asleep to it. God, Garrett. Garrett is the vengeful spirit. Now that would be fucking insane. But it's the movie's lining it up to seem like Golden Freddy is like the vengeful spirit. I'm just hoping we get more context into William Afton. We have gotten characterization like never for William. He's kind of just like in anything but the games. He's just funny evil man. The spirit follows the flesh. So I'm interested to see like what he's actually like at home. And if he forces mannequins with hallucinogenic gas into Vanessa's bedroom every night. That'd be pretty cool. Oh yeah, there could be it. We'll see if there was a DCI probably. We'll probably see if there was a DCI. That'll be a big deal for the debate. Golden Duo. Guys, didn't John FNaF say that they taped, like, in the drawing of the kids holding Spring Bonnie's hand, the Golden Freddy kid's face is taped over? Isn't that, like, definitely in the fucking, thing? Let me get Fazbear Hills. I love this fucking song. Na 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 na. Yeah, so there probably is Golden Duo then. It probably is Garrett died first, but what's it called has control over the suit. So it'll probably be a parallel to what people think is happening in the games, which is that bite victim is in like the body or something, but Cassidy has dominion. Chat, if in the movie it's revealed that the Golden Freddy kid, the male child, is named Andrew, I will kiss Gibby live on cam. He already agreed to it. It's already happening. My name is Edwin. I made the mimic. DJ Surf, have you heard Andrew is the Vengeful Spirit hit FNaF song? This is very important. This is very important. Have you heard Andrew is the Vengeful Spirit epic FNaF fan song? Oh, he's not biting. No. Damn it. All right, fine, chat. You guys don't appreciate true art. Dude, the extra tuna is actually such a genius. It's the same thing with like people like I Show Speed, where people actually like a sizable amount of people actually think they're idiots. I was like, no. Pretending to be stupid will get you a very long way on the internet. Like, I'd bet that he's actually very competent at, like, music production. But you like the I am eating motherfucking bacon. Dude, chat, I still can't believe I got turned into a Civil Gunner rip. That shit was crazy. That channel's been making like those little songs for like 12 years. Do I think the movies will stop at 3? If they do, we'll probably get a Netflix show. I wouldn't be surprised if he's looking into getting Fazbear Frights as a Netflix series. I would love and I've said this with like, you can go back to one of my oldest videos and I say this, a character drama piece just about the Afton family dynamic or the relationship between Michael and William Afton would be incredible. Just him having to go around and like work to right the wrongs of William, or just figuring out what's going on. You know, I like discovering like the bad things in the series from Michael's perspective. A series like that would be amazing, but I don't think Scott would ever do it. I think he's previously expressed a lot of hesitation about confirming like anything to do with older games. I remember he brought up like Mangle's gender and how something that stupid like would really aggravate people, depending on what you said on it. So I don't think he would ever make anything like Afton family adjacent ever again. But it would be very, very entertaining. And there is an opportunity for an amazing story there if you used it. I'm not sure if I'd say Scott is lazy with character development. I just don't think it was even on his mind. But I think if you give the basis of like FNaF 4, a kid shoves his brother into his mouth, has a horrible home life, his father's a serial killer, there's all this spooky shit going on, the older brother starts going around finding out what's going on, sees his brother is still alive, and you know, you take this basis and you could make a great story out of it if it was actually written. But instead we got In the Flesh, so. Jack, can we appreciate that I made it 3 hours without crashing? Is anyone here a regular viewer of the stream? We made it 3 hours, dude. I did use Google Docs just on my phone. I know the algorithm will actually bless this stream. I won't like, you guys won't get like 10 different VODs. Anyway, chat, it was recently discovered that Mii Sword Fighter is cracked in Super Smash Bros. So I have to go watch this legendary tournament run now while eating an ice cream from Dairy Queen. But it has been lovely. Okay? And I will see you all in 2 days, where I will be streaming for a long time for the FNaF 2 movie trailer. Because I'm going to be it could drop at 11 a.m. It could drop at 9 p.m. I don't know. We're going to find out. Correction, unless it drops at like 7 in the morning, because I'll just be getting up then. So, I won't be live then. Anyway, store link below if you want to support the channel. Grab the hoodie, subscribe. But most importantly, take care of yourself. Alright, love you guys.